to this. Mike Koch, which you're looking at, is a U.S. Marine Corps veteran, real estate entrepreneur, national business coach with Workman Success Systems. As the founder of the Terra Firma Realty and the top leader within eXp Realty, Mike has closed over 3,500 sales transactions, pretty awesome, and helped countless agents and team leaders scale their business with systems, accountability, and mindset mastery. Known for his no fluff, action focused approach, Mike blends marine discipline, I love that, Mike, with real estate experience to help agents achieve freedom through structure, consistency, and purpose. His mission is simple: to inspire agents to think bigger, act bolder, and build lives that they're proud of. So help me welcome to this Zoom stage, Mr. Mike Koch, everybody. Everybody give him some heart loves.
Thanks, Brent. That
Hit
was
the
absolutely
chat.
amazing. Thank you. I love the energy. This group here is ready to go. And I hope that didn't scare anybody away. You know, you throw the Marine stuff out there and the intentionality. I hope it doesn't scare anybody away. I'm honored to be here, Brent. Thanks for having me. Burl talked to me and he said, hey, I need you to fill in for me. And I said, I would love to do that. So I immediately thought, what can I bring to this amazing group that, you know, we're in the fourth quarter. I want you guys to finish the year strong. I want you to launch into 2026, you know, put a pillar in your business that can help you scale and help you give great results. So I thought about what could I bring to the call, and I got it all mapped out. So without further ado, Brent, if we're ready to roll in, we're just going to jump right in, my friend.
Do it. Do it. Have at it, baby.
Awesome. Well, go ahead and scan this QR code here, you guys. Go ahead and become a Workman Mastery Insider. You're going to have access to free tools, resources, technology. We send out an e-newsletter with tips and strategies that you can use that's very relevant to the market and very timely. So go ahead and scan that there. And once we scan that, we're going to go ahead and move on. So the one I want to talk to you guys about today is how to crush it with open houses. I want to show you how to create successful events, not just a house that you're going to open the door for, but a house that you're going to leverage to grow your business and grow your pipeline. And I'm going to share the exact strategy that we use to bring over 100 people into an open house in a 2-hour period where we get 9-10 offers. And some of those, the last one we did, I actually personally wrote 3 of those offers for unrepresented buyers. So I'm going to share that strategy with you guys today. And then next week, Verl's going to be back to talk about buy or not to buy. And so what I want to touch on today is I want to get really deep on open houses. You know, so many people think of open houses just a place to open a door, but it can be an absolute killer source of business for agents that do it right. If you're in the mindset of let's just go sit in an open house for 2 hours, open the door and hope people come through, you're in the mindset that you're leaving thousands of dollars on the table. So I'm going to break down our three-phase strategy that starts at the very beginning, way before the open house even opens, and takes us to post open house. That three-phase strategy consists of lead generation and marketing, hosting and connecting, and then our follow-up strategy. And it's really important when you see these 3 strategies together, they all have to work simultaneously together, okay? It's kind of like fitness. If you're increasing the amount of fitness in your workout, but not changing your diet, you're not likely to see the results. But if you're working out and you're watching what you're eating in moderation, you have a good nutrition plan, you're going to see incredible results. Same thing with this 3-phase. So when I take you through each phase, just think about the synergy of those working together. Phase number 1 is the lead gen and marketing strategy. This is where you guys are going to create a buzz for your open house, that you're going to generate a lot of traffic and you're going to build your pipeline of opportunities. This comes from creating massive exposure. And we don't get massive exposure by just putting a sign in the yard, putting on the MLS and praying. We have to be very proactive in getting out there and driving exposure to the open house. Because without that exposure, you don't have any traffic. Without the traffic, the event is essentially pointless. Why go sit at an open house for 2 hours where there's nobody there? You might as well be in your office prospecting. This is supposed to be an event. And so we're not just promoting the open house, we're promoting an event. You're building your future business off of what you're doing before, during, and after the open house. You're going to come into contact with buyers, you're going to come into contact with sellers, and you're certainly going to get a chance to get some referrals. Now, we take a shotgun approach to this because wherever people are looking, we want to be in front of them. The first strategy that we try to do is we try to take over their neighborhood. Okay, we're going to hit them with postcards. We're going to send out 200 postcards to all the neighbors in the area. We're going to turn them into our mini sales team. We're hoping that they take the postcard to their office, that they share it with a family member. They're getting the postcard before the sign is even in the ground. So we're essentially warming them up. The other thing that we do to try to take over the neighborhood is circle prospecting. We want to get the names and phone numbers of these 200 people that live in that neighborhood, the same ones that we're sending the postcards to. We want to go ahead and reach out to them. Of course, we're going to follow the do not call list, and we're going to leave alone anybody who's on that do not call list. I don't want anybody violating that. But we're going to reach out to them. We're going to offer them a chance to come to the open house. If they're not coming to the open house, we're going to offer them something else of value. So make sure that we got a good circle prospecting script dialed in, so the people that we don't get to the open house, we get their information and we can follow up with items of value and make them a client later on down the road. The third thing that we're going to do in that neighborhood to really take it over is we're going to door knock it. We're going to go to these doors. We're going to invite the neighbors to the open house. If they're not wanting to come to the open house, if they have no idea, no chance of moving, then we're going to try to get their name, their phone number, their email address, because we want to deliver them value. So we want to make sure that we have our script dialed in for our door knocking so that we can add them to our market report. We can let them know what the home sold for after it closes, because that's certainly going to impact the value of their home after we sell this home for $50,000 higher than the next closest one in the neighborhood. Okay. From there, we're going to move on to social media promotion. And I don't mean just that one post that you're going to share on your page. We're going to go through social media and we're going to share it not only on your page, but we're going to run ads to that community too. We want to target that community with ads for that open house. And it doesn't take a lot of money, you guys. We can literally do this on a $5 ad spend. In addition to promoting it on your page, go ahead and promote it in the local community groups. Now, some of your community groups are not going to allow for real estate postings. And so just make sure to honor the rules and regulations of each of those groups. Make sure they allow for you to post it in the community groups, and then go ahead and share it in there. When you're sharing on social media, make sure that you're engaging with any of the consumers that are on there. The people that are creating conversation, go ahead and engage with them back. Talk to the sellers, get them to share it, have the neighbor share it, have them find somebody in their community that would be a good fit for that open house. But don't just do the one post, my friends. If you follow me on social media, you're going to see that I'm posting 5, 6, 7 times a day. All right. We're going to want to post that open house 10 days in advance, 7 days in advance, 5 days in advance, 3 days in advance, the day of, and then the morning when you get there, or the time that you get there. Go ahead and mix it up. Share some benefits of the house. Share some benefits of the area. Go ahead and take a selfie in front of the sign when you're putting the sign in the ground. Just get the word out, leverage social media, because it's free other than the ads. And the ads you can get by spending just $5 per day. And Brent, I apologize if I'm going really fast, but I've got like a 45-minute conversation around this.
Rock it out,
I'm trying
man.
to condense in
Come
20
on.
minutes, my friend.
No. We go fast here. Rock it out. You got this.
Awesome.
Come on.
Next is your database. A lot of you guys are going to have a database. I don't care if there's 100 people in it or 500 people in it, right? If you have a database and a CRM that allows you to filter for location, the zip code, the number of bedrooms, the bathrooms, the price, go ahead and filter for that. Find the people that you need to reach out to. Send them an email, send them a text, get them on the phone and get them to your open house. Okay. Now, I've probably already gone through a lot more than what most of you are used to doing for open houses. And if that's the case, I just want you to see all the things that you can do, because by doing all this, you drive more traffic. If I strip any of this away, it's going to impact the exposure that I'm going to get. It's going to impact my traffic. And so we just go balls to the walls, and we want to deliver everything that we can to this. We want to get extensive signage out there. I've found out through my 24 years of doing real estate now that the amount of signage I have out there is indicative of the amount of traffic I'm going to get. I'm not talking about 2 or 3 signs. I'm talking about a minimum of 20. And so we want to blanket the neighborhood. Every intersection that can turn in that direction, we want to blanket that with signage. The sign at the house, put an open house rider up there. Open Sunday from 2 to 4. Put that out there on Monday beforehand. Let people know that are driving by and walking by that there's going to be an open house in 6 days, 4 days, 3 days. Get as much signage as you can out there, as much as the community will allow you, and get it out there 2 days in advance. Okay, not the morning of. If you are in an area that allows you to get it out there 2 days, let's get that signage out there so that we can get traffic coming in. We make them aware of it. And then last, let's leverage the other agents in the community. Okay. Who else has sold a house there in the last 6 months? Who's represented a buyer there in the last 6 months? Let's go ahead and reach out to them, because they may have other buyers. They may have family members that want to get another family member into the neighborhood. And so it sounds like a lot. And so what's the easiest way to go about it? Well, one, we have to start promoting it as soon as you set the date for the open house. We're typically starting to promote these things about 14 days in advance. Usually 14 days in advance, we start a coming soon campaign. Then we get inside of 10 days and we go to a just listed campaign. And then 7 days, we go to an open house campaign. This gives us 3 different campaigns that we can run and drive traffic to that house before the open house even happens. Make sure that you schedule your daily touch points, okay? Your social media posts, the calls, the emails, when you're going to send the postcards out. If you're going to be door knocking, you're going to have door hangers. Make sure that you get those orders so that they get there in time before you're out knocking doors. Make sure that you've got a marketing checklist, okay? You need a checklist to make sure that no details go uncompleted, all right? And this, if you have a checklist, is where you can create leverage. If you've got a VA, if you've got a marketing team, if you've got an admin, or maybe you've got an agent who's a partner of yours, if you don't have a team, get that leverage involved, okay? The more we can stay focused on agent duties and having our support team and marketing taking care of the administrative duties, the more effective you're going to be and the more scale you're going to see. And then make sure that you're focused on building a pipeline, you guys. All right. If you go through and you do all of this, if you're out there sending postcards and door knocking and circle prospecting, you should have already put 50 to 100 contacts in your database of future prospects before you even get to the open house. And so if you're not running a really strong lead gen and marketing campaign, I want the conversation of the last 6 to 8 minutes to change the mindset that you have around how you lead up to an open house so that we're not just putting a sign in the yard and hosting an open house without effect. And at the end, I got a gift I'm going to give away. I'm going to give away my exact marketing plan, how we do it, what we're doing, and how many days in advance that we're doing it so that you can follow that right to a T. Phase 2 is our hosting and connecting, all right? This is where we actually turn the open house into a face-to-face opportunity. And the beauty of that is we're not making sales calls to internet leads or expires or FISBOs. We're face-to-face. We're already able to develop more rapport, establish brand authority, uncover the real opportunities instead of having to get through the phone call or I'm too busy, can I call you back later? They're right there. So that's the beauty of the open house. And if you ever heard the phrase of people might not remember what you did for them or what you said to them, but they'll remember how you made them feel, bring that into the open house. It's an event. Make them feel welcome. Make them feel like you're befriending them, okay? They may not remember that house in 2 weeks, especially if they're out there looking at 4 or 5 homes a day, but they will remember you and how you made them feel in that open house. So let's change our mindset about how we look at those. And so what's involved in making sure that we can connect at a high level? Well, first off, we've got to think about what's our greeting? How are we going to engage the guests? What discovery questions are we going to have? Okay, I'm not somebody who's going to be a spectator in this event. I'm going to be a participant. And when they come in, I want to get into this game with them. I don't want to just watch them mosey around the house. Ask really powerful discovery questions. What's their motivation for making a move? What's the timeline they want to get it done in? Who's involved? What are their needs? Be internalizing all this because if this house isn't the right one, we'll find them another one. Make sure that you're providing value, local insights, things about the neighborhood, about the house, market knowledge, okay, things that they can't get anywhere else because you're specific to that niche, that neighborhood, and provide them with resources that show you're the brand authority and the real estate professional that they need on their side. And then last but not least, throughout this process, we got to be capturing their contact info so that we can make this a personal experience. Okay. So have a strategy for where you're going to meet them. Have a strategy for how you're going to engage them. What's the exit conversation look like? We want to be very intentional. We're not just standing around, we're very engaged in it. And then when you get that contact information, have your sign-in sheets. Okay, you can use the clipboard, you can use a QR code, you can use an open house app. We even have ones that'll tie right into our CRM so they fill it out and boom, it's in our CRM. I don't care what you do, but you have to get their name, phone number, and email address. I won't let them in if they won't give it up. And I'm old school, so I still use a piece of paper on a clipboard because I don't have to worry about if a signal gets dropped or my technology is not working. But I don't care how you do it as long as you get that information. So I've got some really powerful questions. That's something that I'm also going to package into that gift that I'm going to give you, my open house opening script, as well as the 5 powerful questions that I teach my agents how to use in an open house so that they can connect at a high level, find out what they've been missing in their search, find out what their preferences are, and find out if they got a home to sell and maybe there's 2 transactions out of that. Now, the third phase of this is going to be the follow up that converts. This is where we're taking visitors and we're turning them into clients. All right. This is where most people fail, and this is super important. We can do a great job of marketing and driving traffic and hosting people there. But the minute they leave, if we didn't establish that connection and we don't have a follow up, we did it all for naught. And so we have to create a system. You've heard fortunes in the follow up. It's the same here. The fortune is the gold here. This is where most agents drop the ball. This is where they miss the opportunities. And this is where you're going to excel. So, what's involved in our follow up process? Well, we want to go ahead and send them personalized texts and videos immediately, right? Like a face talking video of who we are. That's a huge advantage over just sending them a text because now they got your face and they can associate it with that text number. And so maybe it's a couple weeks that go by and you send them another text and now they recognize you. So the face talking video is super important. Offer up any additional property suggestions. Okay, before you host your open house, you should know what other homes in the neighborhood are for sale and what have been the recent sold comps. When you know what else is for sale and you're having those discovery questions and you know what their needs are, and right away you're probably thinking this isn't a good house. Well, when you follow up, let's give them some other suggestions. Let's try to get them into another house right away. And one of the things I like to use as a follow-up tactic is, hey, Brent, I forgot to mention. Hey, Brent, I know that you talked about a dog being important, or that you guys have a dog. I forgot to mention to you that there's a dog park right down the road. I know that you have 3 kids, and I forgot to mention to you that there's a park right around the corner. I forgot to mention to you when you brought up the fact that you thought the carpet was worn out, that the seller is going to offer a credit to replace the carpet. The I forgot to mention to you is a great opener that keeps things going and it shows them that you're thinking about them. And as we're going through this process of follow up, it's important that we be setting appointments. We're not just setting thank yous for coming to our open house. We have to set the next appointment. Whether it's a showing, a buyer consult, or meeting with your lender, we have to get back in front of them again. And so utilize a consistent database with nurture systems to move these people to clients. And the way that we do that, the best way to go about this is having a repeatable follow-up system that's built into your CRM. Okay, so many of these CRMs right now, we can build out workflows for right after an open house, the text message that's going to go out, we can personalize it, the resource that you're going to email them. It's going to schedule a call in your CRM so that you call them. So take this process, this follow-up system, build it out into your CRM so that it's fail-proof. Make sure that you time block immediately after each open house. Okay. I know that if my open house is done at 2, that I'm going to have that place packed up, locked up, shut down. And then I'm going to spend 15 to 20 minutes out in front of that house recording my face talking video. Okay. I'm going to get them that face talking video before I even leave the open house. And I'm going to do it in front of that open house so that they remember me and they remember that house. I'm going to time block the next morning, the things that I need to do the next morning in order to engage my follow-up system. And then focus on getting face to face. And if we can't get that in-person buyer consult or that next showing, let's get them on Zoom. Zoom is a great supplement for getting in front of people. So if they're busy schedule or the kids don't allow for it, get them on a 20-minute Zoom appointment. And then last but not least is we want to create as much automation and leverage as we can to help nurture these people. Sometimes they're 6 months out. And we know that a lot of agents lose that nurture and don't hang on to them for 6 months. And so we have to make sure that we design a system with personal touches that'll follow up for 6, 12, 24 months. And so I hope that today I was able to open your eyes at how we can take what is a simple open house where most people don't get a lot of success, and we can turn it into an event where we lead gen and generate a database and opportunities before the open house, and then how we convert it and follow up so that we can put this as a massive pillar in your business either this year or as you launch into 2026. And so I'm going to ask you, go ahead and audit your open house process right now and ask you, where are you falling short? What more can you do in each of these phases? Break them down. What more can you do? And then go ahead and scan this QR code that's on the screen right now so that you can get access to all the resources that I have. I'm going to send you our marketing plan. I'm going to send you our scripts. I'm going to send you our power questions, and I'm going to send you our actual follow-up plan. Brent, let's open it up for questions if we had any
Mike
time.
smoked it. Yes, if you got to bounce, bounce, but this is the bonus section. Stick around if you got the mojo, if you got to go. We won't take it personal. Tom, you're on from LA, Sacramento.
Wow, that was fire. That was so good. Mike, thank you for all that. So much to choose from. Okay, two things. You covered so much. You said you were going to send us some free stuff, so I don't want to ask what you're already going to send us. I'll just look at it. Are you sending us that checklist on all three phases? Number one. Number two, regarding the open house sign-in sheet. I've heard differing schools of thought, and you're taking after, I believe it's Michael Hellickson or the other guy that came and spoke at PCAR 2 months ago is awesome. But he says, I don't let people in until they sign in. He uses the, hey, did you pre-register for the open house? Oh, you didn't? No problem. Here, let's get you registered. What's your name, email, cell number? All kinds of different ways to do it. I've only done the seller asks everyone that comes in, you don't want to sign in, no problem. I'll just have to ask you to come back later, some other time. Is that what you do? Are you that hard and what's the soup Nazi about it? What's the best way to do that? Another real estate coach says, hey, look, you don't have to be a dickwad about it. If they don't want to sign in, don't sign in. You don't want to attack them or overload them. You just want to have a conversation and see what's possible. And I only mention that because there are people that have come in, didn't want to sign in first, had a conversation with them, warmed them up. 10, 15 minutes later, hey, no problem. Let me give you a better email or let me give you the information. What are your thoughts on that?
First off, my thoughts are that in my experience, 24 years and over 3,500 transactions and hundreds of open houses, it's rarely a problem for me. And so if it's a problem early on, are we greeting them the right way? Are we smiling? Do we feel warm? Do we feel welcome? What's the stage that they're stepping into? Does it feel welcoming? I have had some pushback on a few occasions, and every one of those occasions, I've just let them know for safety and security reasons, my seller is requiring me of this. And I've only had less than three. I don't even know if it's three that have pushed back and they've left. And I've escorted them out the house. I'll be like, I'm sorry, I can't let you in. It's friendly. Like I'm not gonna be combative about it, but I just can't let you in if you're not willing to do that. And who knows what maybe I saved my seller from. Maybe it was a great, honest person. Maybe it was somebody that was coming in to case the house. I don't know. Maybe I saved my seller from somebody that was gonna cause some harm to them. I don't know. But
Yeah.
it's been such a little problem that I don't want to make a bigger problem than it needs to be. And I just let them know that, hey, it's for safety and security reasons. And like almost nobody pushes back on that. And then as far as the time frame with the coming soon, just listed an open house strategy, that's all going to be in there. That's going to be in the timeline that you guys get as your giveaway.
Yeah,
Cool.
so good. Real quick, Mike,
Thank
this is
you.
so good. We're going to go to Mark next, but I want to give everyone a homework assignment. This will be fascinating. This weekend, if you got time, get a cup of coffee, Saturday, Sunday, go look at some open houses. Watch what people do right and watch what people do wrong and go, ooh, I like what Julie did. I love what Candace did, but that Brent Gove guy, he choked, man. He was not possible. He ignored me. Like, I'm not gonna do what that Brent Gove guy did. But literally, I would go like pretend I'm a buyer, don't waste their time, but I would go watch them and you will learn so much. Like some people are like, oh my God, that was brilliant. And do it. You do it at your open house. Mike, you really fired me up. I want to shout out when he said, don't put out 5 open house signs, put out 20. I love that. I'm a big freak about 20, if not 30. Get those signs out there, get people in the door. So good. We have time for one last question. It's going to be Mr. Mark Gabrice from Roseville, California. How you doing, Mark?
You're good. To not only do all those signs, but to do them 2 days in advance, I thought was a total mic drop. My question is a follow-up of what Tom was saying. Again, open houses with the registration. It is one of my choke points. Can you really say it's for safety and security if you're not asking for ID? Do you ask to see ID to verify that they're actually putting down their info?
Mark, you can say whatever you want, my friend. You're the host. Your obligation is to protect that seller. Your obligation is to protect yourself too, right? And As a guy and a Marine, I'm not too concerned about my safety, but if there was a young female that was in there and there was somebody else that looked like maybe they shouldn't be in there, I'd be very concerned about that. Not that this is going to stop it, but absolutely. I say for safety and security reasons, and I get very, very little pushback. Go ahead and experiment with it. I'm going to challenge you to use it, see what type of a response that you get. And if it doesn't work for you, come up with something else that does work for you. But I know that works for me and it works for my team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Super good. Remember, everybody, you're interviewing at this open house. They may not be just in the house, but like, I like him. I like her. Be that person. Pray to God. Get your energy up. Love them, and they will. You know, let's call Kathy Dowd. She was so sweet and cool. And that Tammy Cook, I loved her. And Howard Dobbins, he's my man. But you come across and go, man, you don't know this about me, but I am an absolute expert at this area. I've networked with all the top agents. I can get you listings that are not in realtor.com, Zillow, do all that stuff. Mike, super good. You fired me up. You got my juices going. I want to jump in. Great job today. Everybody, love you guys. Mwah. We'll see you next week right here. Same time, same place. Reach out to Mike Koch if you want a dynamite coach in real estate. It'll be like having 5 Cokes. So all in one. Love you guys. Bye,
Thanks,
everyone.
Brent.
See
We
ya.
love you, man.
Peace out. Bye, guys.